Hey y'all, well, I just planted in my garden and I wanted to show you a little bit about it. Man, I wish I would turn it. Let me actually clean that. So I have right here is my, this all came up volunteer, arugula and lettuce. And isn't that cool? So it all came up volunteer and I've been eating off of it. It's really cool, but I pulled one plant, but this is something I planted today. So I really love sort of having my vegetables and herbs like sort of on top of each other. And so I think you can see this is thyme. And then I planted a tomato plant right here. This is called a striped German tomato plant. So eventually within a few weeks when it gets too hot, this arugula and lettuce will be gone. So, and then I go down here and I did another tomato plant in here called a Valley Cat. And I think it's going to be smaller ones by the look of the picture. And another tomato plant right here called a Brandywine, which is heirloom. And they're very sweet and wonderful. And actually, y'all, I don't know what this plant is that's growing. I can't remember. This is coming up volunteer. I have no idea. I don't know what it is. I'll have to ask my son. This is one of my pear trees and all that it's doing right now. I'm going to show you another one in a minute. It's got a few little leaves coming out. No blooms yet. But I've got to go show you my other pear tree, y'all. It is full of blooms, clusters of blooms. So these pear trees, I think this is the 4th year. But look at this, y'all. We got one pear off of it last year. And but it's the way it blooms. It's clusters. And yeah, so I'm really excited about this pear tree. There's a whole nother cluster coming, and then it looks like there's possibly, it's going up. So I don't know if there'll be blooms up high, but anyway, definitely down low. And then, sorry, I'm making y'all crazy. So here is my onion bed. I planted the onions probably about 3 weeks ago. It was after Wayman had passed. I decided to plant peppers inside my onions. So I've got, this is a gypsy pepper, so it's little small ones, and a purple bell, and what is this? Fresh bite orange, so those are another. And then I did my 2 basils right here. So I do a red basil. It says rotate my phone. It's really making it crazy. So I did a purple basil and just the regular basil right there. And there's a piece of lettuce I was eating on that I just threw down. So anyway, didn't that look good? So my onions, I think these pepper plants will grow up and be okay in the midst of my onions. And I learned that I need to water my onions way more than I used to ever think I did, so they'll grow bigger. So then I had decisions to make. Where do I want to plant more tomatoes and squash? So I bought squash plants. And here's the deal. I'm speaking life over these squash plants. In the past, we have had squash bugs that come and destroy my squash plants. But today, in faith, I bought squash plants. I bought heirloom, what is it? It's a zucchini squash, heirloom blue, what is it? Black Beauty. And then I bought some yellow squash. And I put them in here and I planted a few marigolds because my dad used to do marigolds to keep bugs away. So I'm like, well, I'm going to do some marigolds in here. So look at this pretty little bed. So it's got my squash plants, some marigolds. I think you can see it. Tomato. This tomato is Mariana's Peace. It's an heirloom plant. And then this is my asparagus bed back here, which we've had for 6 or 7 years. And there's just like a few coming up, but let me show you real close. So here's one right here coming up. Here's one that was up, but I already ate it. So I don't know how much I'm really going to get this year. And then this is my leftover of my broccolini and kale. And I had planted a few onions here before. So, and this is of green. I need to just take it out. It's like, it's too bitter for me. It's Chinese greens or something. I don't know. Here's my Brussels sprouts, which I was really thinking I probably need to go ahead and pick. I don't think they're going to grow anymore. But I planted a tomato there, and then these little onions were already here. Another Brussels sprouts, but it's hardly, you see how tiny they are. And then this was my kale bed, and right now I didn't plant anything new in here. So I have 2 more beds to plant. Yeah. So I don't know what I'll do. And my apple trees back here have not started. Fig hasn't started, but I was going to go show you y'all. My apricot is really pretty. And this one peach tree, I can't remember the name of it, y'all. It has, look at this. It has this color of bloom. And I just have just starting to bloom. It's so gorgeous. I can't remember the name of it. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So these are just coming out. Yeah, these peach trees barely have any. So I have 3 peach trees, a nectarine, and the plum this is a little branch with, I hope you can see those. Yeah, so this plum tree gave me a lot of plums last year. It's a green plum. It gave me a lot. This is a persimmon, and I got no persimmons last year. So I'm hoping that I can get some this year. I don't really know why. And then I've got another persimmon back there, and that part of it's really the green belt, but we fenced it. But here's the apricot tree. Okay, so lots and lots. It's a big tree, and it has lots and lots. I probably got over 100 apricots off of it last year. So I'm excited, and yeah. And then our other apricot tree died, but this shoot came up, and so Wayman had cut the other apricot tree off, and I'm praying that this apricot tree will live and give us fruit. I don't know. It's from the same root as the one that died. I don't know why it died. And then here's an Asian pear right here next to the apricot, and it has not, you can see a tiny little bit of green right there, if you can see that, but it is still sleeping. Definitely sleeping. So that's cool. And then y'all, I'm going to turn around and let you see the workshop from this angle. So I still have flowers out. I've got to water them, but this is my new studio. This is an apple tree right here, and it's still sleeping. But I need to water those plants. And this is blackberry here. So we used to have wooden things around them to keep the chickens, but now I don't have chickens anymore. So, and a raspberry. So, yeah. So that's sort of what I've been doing this afternoon, and I'm excited. And I just want to say, I'm going to go over here and sit on this little bench for a minute, that we just, I think we need to do things that are full of faith. So that's why I bought squash plants today. I don't have to believe that there would be squash bugs this year. And so I'm saying no to squash bugs because I love squash so much. And yeah, so I'm just saying, Lord, I'm planting squash plants, believing that I will get squash off of them. So, yeah, Karen. And I just read your little card this afternoon that you gave me, affirmations of just that joy will come in the midst and through my grieving. So thank you. So anyway, I just love you, and I just wanted to do something that didn't have to do with any fear, but only faith in planting the seeds. And you never know, y'all, where you plant. I think as believers, we are faith-filled, and we need to be sharing and being ambassadors of Christ as never before, and also carrying his fragrance because he sees it all, y'all. We're not alone. He's with us in the midst of this. And so I just speak life over you, and I speak peace over you. And yes, no squash bugs this year. And so, yeah, I just wanted to jump on Friday afternoon and say this. So I